What's up, Kenny? Hey! Assume the position. Give it up. Jokers in the house, y'all.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Tell the Jokers hello. Sal Volcano, James Murray, Joe Gatto, Brian Quinn, the Impractical Jokers.
You know, Hall H looks bigger on TV. That's all I'll say.
And how about a big round of applause for Tom Kenny, everybody? Come
Hey,
on.
you guys.
Holy
Ow. Okay. Who thought this was going to be the Doctor Who panel and they're in the wrong place? Get out now. Man, nice to see you guys. You guys are here because you're fans of the Jokers, and who isn't?
That's right.
Are you going to stand the whole time? That's the sin. I feel bad about that.
What do you mean? No, I'm here. I would be out there anyway. I would be out there anyway. So we're just gonna show some clips. We're gonna talk about some new stuff. We're gonna ask some questions. You guys are gonna get to ask some questions because these guys want to hear what you got to say.
That's right.
So yeah. So
You guys got your phones up?
got your
taping?
phones up. You got your Joker masks up.
That's right. Oh, there's a lot of Sal's looking at me.
God.
Oh! Ah, that's so scary.
I will tell you that that never stops being creepy.
Yeah.
So.
Did you guys get to pick who you have, or was it random? Okay, so this is what's fun about these things. Like, they run out of people because people like trade people in. So do me a favor, everybody hold up your Murr. Let's see how many Murrs are out there. Okay.
That's it?
No, that's good. That's good. That means they ran out of Murrs. Let's hold up the Q's. Who's got Q's? Okay. Let's hold up the Sal's. Oh, a lot of Sal. Now hold up the Joe's. All right.
Wow.
So clearly me and you are not big sellers. These guys are great.
Your theory is that they ran out
Not
of
rocking the merch table.
Yeah, I think so. I think they ran out of hours, but
Is my mic even on? Do you guys hear me? I've made
Yeah, this
some
one
great
sounds-
jokes, and nobody's been laughing.
Can we turn these up a bit or turn them in our... Can we hear ourselves a little more?
You guys can hear us?
I sound like...
you can.
I sound like Eminem at the beginning of the record. Like, can you turn up...
Mom's spaghetti.
We're announcing season 35 of Impractical Joke. Can you turn the mics up? I can't hear anything. I can't hear him. Is the ear thing even on? I don't know.
There's a
This is
lot
a
of
great panel, by the way. We've talked about nothing.
We will continue to talk about nothing.
Well,
There are a lot of kids here, and we were on high alert to just make it a G thing. But no.
OG.
That's not what I mean,
that's
but
good.
I need to at least get one out. Like, I had to say I gotta say it. I'm sorry. I had to get it out. Otherwise, I might say worse expletives.
See, as soon as you said it was G-rated, the 8-year-old in the front seat says, "Oh, come on!"
Darn.
And then he flips Sal off. All right, go ahead, Tom. Get this under control.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask some questions. We'll get it rolling, and you guys think of your questions, okay? Like I gotta say, I got to know these guys because I don't know how many years ago it was. It was early in the Joker saga. I was walking around this convention, and these guys were walking around going, "Nobody knows us. What are we even doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, hold on, it's the Impractical Jokers." And I said, "I love you guys." They said, "You don't know who we are." I said, "Yes, I do. Yeah, you're Sal, you're Joe, you're Q, and the other guy. I don't know. Yeah, no, Murr." So
Speaking of which, by the way, Tom, do you know that the first year, that year we met, we were so unknown, we had to sneak into the parties behind Brendan Ruth, who used to be Superman in the movie like 20 years ago.
yeah, and then like just a year or two later, I came back and you guys were on like double-decker buses, and like there was buildings in downtown painted with their faces, and I was like, I knew it, And my son was an early adapter. He's the one who turned me on to you guys. So, and everybody loves you guys. Like, you guys have such a bond with your fans that I think is really unusual, and it's honest, and it's real, and it's not bogus. Like, when did you guys realize that you had was there a moment where you said, "Wow, this is really, really a hit. It's more than a little hit. It's a big hit"?
I think early on, because we play we just really are ourselves. There is no filter. A lot of you feel like you know us very well, and the fact of the matter is, you don't. But
You feel like you do.
no, you do. I mean, really, and so there is this kind of bond that we've all felt that we have with you guys when we see you on the street. It's almost like no words even have to be exchanged. You kind of know us a little bit. So it's people.
What Sal is saying is, don't talk to him.
Please don't look.
Talk to Murr.
No words need to be exchanged.
You guys guys, honestly, for the rest of our lives, if you just give me a nod, I'll know what you mean. No.
It's funny how comfortable everyone is right away because they're always like, "Oh, wow, you're way fatter on TV."
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had a woman came up to me. She goes, "You're on the show with the other 3 assholes." I was like,
That was actually the name of the pilot.
Murr and
also,
3 assholes.
that was also my mother who said it. So
So, was there one of you guys that had the idea first, like, hey, this stuff that we've been doing forever, this relationship that we have with each other, this can be a show that people might actually watch? Was there one of you guys that had that light bulb moment? Or was it kind of collective?
It was kind of, we were sitting around brainstorming and it came up. So no.
We had so many failures before this.
Yeah.
No, really, we really did. And then one day we're just like, what can we do that might utilize the strengths that we think we have? And we came up with this. I'll tell you what, over one meal, really.
when we
The
shot,
sandwiches. It was over lunch at mine and Murray's apartment.
I had pizza.
he had a pizza.
Oh, he had a pizza. You guys get it though. We were eating.
Yeah.
We also the night we created the show, we also played Guitar Hero. You remember?
Oh,
Actually, I'll
Yes.
correct you. It's more douchey than that. Google it. Douche. It was...
Did you just call the kid a douche, or you told him to Google
I
douche?
told him to Google
'Cause
douche.
it's
Although he's so
misconstrued.
young, I don't even know if he knows what Google is.
Yeah.
Bing it. So we played DJ Hero,
Hero.
which was
Oh,
a
DJ
short-
Hero.
It was not as popular,
So great.
and I just remembered that little detail.
I loved DJ Hero.
That's even, wow, that is really dorky.
Wow, for Tom Kenny to tell us a story, we know we're doing.
I know, that hurts, that stings. So, how has your approach changed since the beginning? Like, are you guys, like, I feel like with SpongeBob 20 years in, we're still kind of making
20
yeah,
years. SpongeBob.
We're still kind of making the same show, you know what I mean? Like, people go, wow, what's different? I go, kind of nothing. We're just being goofy and trying to, there's stuff that, you got to think harder to do stuff you haven't done before, which obviously must be a gigantic headache for you guys. But
I'll tell you what, we didn't know what the show was. When we created it, we shot the pilot. We still didn't know what we were shooting when we shot the pilot, right? Like, we didn't come up with the idea of, like, refuse, you lose until the Costco challenge was the first time we realized kind of what the show was.
Yeah.
That you say what to do and the other guys just do it and then you laugh. We didn't know.
so when did it like become? When did the you refuse you lose thing kick in? How long did that?
If you look at the earlier episodes, I think midway through season 2, we really locked in. We got like the idea of like the scoreboard, the recap, like how we'll talk more in the behind the scenes stuff. Like you'll see our conversations. You won't see in the first season there was barely a conversation where we were just talking, and that's how basically people got to know us is when we just had discussions. In the first season, there wasn't really the way the show was edited. It wasn't like that at all. There was no like getting to know us conversations. And in the middle of season 2, we had some really fun ones. We're like, this is funny. We should put it in and like try it. So I remember the first cut. Do you remember this? We did a first cut. We had a long conversation about Sal Barr and Murray Barr and Sal's chapstick.
Yeah.
And it made us laugh really hard how he went off on Murr about why he can't, how weird it is, and just Sal's
I mean, the unmitigated goal.
And we were like, this.
Ask to use someone's chapstick.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He broke like 100 rules.
I'm your friend for 30 years. You know what my
That's
lips
why
have
he
been.
knows you should not be using his chapstick.
Yeah.
He's seen where those lips have been.
Yeah.
Come on.
So it was in a challenge that
Google it.
So we went. I think he knows what chapstick is, but it was in
No, I meant Google where Murr's lips have been.
Whoa.
Kid, don't
Google that. So we.
Well, use a VPN if you do.
He's like, I got VPN, buddy. He's like, VPN, I got it. So that challenge wasn't very funny, to be honest. And we were like, the chapstick thing is funnier. Let's just put the chapstick thing in for like half of Murr's turn and see what happens. And the network didn't even like give us a note on it. We're like, ooh, this is interesting. And from that,
I'll do a fun fact for you. That challenge was the creation of Larry.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
shoe store.
the
The chapstick bit was where Joe first shouted
Yeah,
Larry
the
in
end
the
of
shoe store.
season 1.
They love origin stories here at Comic-Con.
That's right. That's right.
So, wow. So that's the interesting thing about your show. It's like, it's kind of a reality show, prank show, call it what you will, but it's also character-based like a sitcom. Like people come back to you the way they come back to like Cheers or The Office or something because they feel like they know you and they want to hang out with you guys, right? So
very nice of you.
8 seasons in, right? Is that where we are now?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
And you guys are more confident, obviously, in yourselves. Kinda.
Well, for the most part, right, buddy? Sounds like still working on it.
It'll happen.
We
It'll
got
happen.
Mr. Confidence over here. Yeah.
So, have you ever been so scared you thought you'd want to get beat up for something? A lot of people told me to ask you this particular question today. What's the closest you ever came to getting punched in the face?
Oh, you know you ever see the punishment where I had to pull cigarettes out of people's mouths? I thought I was gonna get my, you know what?
Yeah, but you didn't. You
Yes.
didn't. That was all right. But Murray did get assaulted when he tried to put a bra on that big gentleman.
Yeah.
that was
whacked in the face.
Yeah, that was probably the closest we came to fisticuffs.
Murr getting chased around the ballpark by an angry mob.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What about when you didn't give change? We did a punishment where Murray played a hot dog vendor at a racetrack in New Jersey. So that's a fun time
All
for
you people not holding up Murr signs, you better go out and get them. 'Cause I get the worst of it, man.
Yeah. He almost got killed because he wouldn't give his change back when people bought hot dogs.
Well, you guys have a ton of fans on the SpongeBob cast and crew, and they're like, we're having a SpongeBob dinner tonight that I'm blowing off to hang out with you guys. Yeah, so they said, okay, at least we want to ask some questions that we have.
Oh, wow, this is
these-
awesome.
These are questions.
I respectfully decline.
There should be like a comic book crossover between Impractical Jokers and
God.
SpongeBob.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be
that'd be great.
amazing?
Yeah,
Like us in Bikini Bottoms or something like that? That would be.
What if we had SpongeBob on the show?
That would be. Oh my God, animated?
Yes.
Let's do
animated.
it. Like
Pull your
when
head out of your
Superman
ass.
met Muhammad Ali, you know, that'd be great. So this one this one is actually from Bill Fagerbakke, Patrick. He says, "Who's your favorite Joker to be paired with in duo challenges?"
Whoa,
Anybody that's not Sal, I think, is the question.
yeah, we tend to break up Sal and Murr from each other, not for the reasons you think. It's because when we make the show, they're the two longest. They'll be out there on the floor for like 45 minutes. Joe will do it in like 5 minutes. He'll go out there and be like, "What's this?" And then it's done. It's
Sal and I
hysterical.
were partners, it would be an hour and a half long.
Yeah, so we kind of got to break them up in that.
Yeah. I like being partners with you.
I like being partners with you.
Oh, there you go.
I'll take Sal, and I'll tell you why. It's because I know I like to watch when they give us something to do. I just know Sal's not going to do it, but I'll always go to him. Good. So he could go, and I'll just watch him, and he's like, "Please, could you just do it?" And I'm like, "Okay, we got it, buddy. We got it."
Favorite location to film challenges?
Air conditioning. Any place with air conditioning.
Supermarkets, because there's ready available food and they're very air conditioned.
You have no idea how important air conditioning is to this show.
Anywhere marshmallows can be thrown.
Yeah, I love it. That's right.
Yeah, I mean that nowadays too. This, we go by the idea, and then then that dictates the location, and then wherever we can get that location, we do it. And so a lot of times there is no room for us. We're in a sub basement sometimes, even like
Black mold growing all
Yeah,
around.
there's mold. There's like no AC, and like we're just it's smaller than like maybe all four of us in the 10-foot space.
It's like an FBI stakeout.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
exactly
it
right.
can be like that, and then you get all the little cameras in there and everything, and sometimes almost a decade in, we're just like, why are we like?
Why do we do this show?
We should make some adjustments so that there's not mold dripping on us while we do this.
You guys remember this? It took 3 seasons for us to get chairs.
Oh, yeah.
We had to stand the first 3
You
seasons.
need them now. Yeah.
Folding chairs. I'm not talking about anything
It
special.
took us 2 more seasons to get cushions on the folding chairs.
Yeah,
It was just steel chairs.
Guys, what we're saying is we've been through some. We have it pretty difficult.
Yeah, and you guys put each other through too. Like, do you guys have to go to like crazy lengths to keep the punishment secret from each other? Like, is the other guy are they always trying to find out what the challenge the punishment is going to be? Or do you guys are you guys good?
I think that we respect not trying to figure it out, right?
Well, yeah, for the most part, but some of them are long burns. They take a long time to do. Like one of our longest, I think, hands down, was probably yours when we did the FBI investigation.
Oh, the Homeland Security.
So that started from a real place, which always makes it easy. So we had gotten a letter from this is true. North South Productions is the company that produces it. A letter came in from the mayor's office saying, "Hey, we saw a clip of your show where one of your people trespassed. You have to come and testify and give your reasons why not to, or we're going to give you a fine and suspend your permits."
Wow.
Then in that came into the writer's room. The same about like a week later, the showrunner Pete McPartland, you guys might know him. He comes in the room and Sal wasn't there, and he goes, and it was Sal's turn. Sal had climbed up on a statue and did "I got your nose." So when 1 week,
It was
later-
just a killer bit, guys.
yeah. So like I said, Sal wasn't in, and it came. A letter came in saying, "You know what? Don't worry about it. We realize you had your permit. Blah blah blah." And Pete's like, "Oh, good. Sal's off the hook." And I was like, I said, Sal's not here. I said, so let's think about this for a moment, shall we? And I took that letter and I crumpled it up and burnt it and threw it away.
And I remember saying, like, guys, there's no way it'll work. Sal's on a hidden camera show. He created a hidden camera show. He's not that stupid that he's going to walk into a room and not see hidden cameras all over the place.
Right.
I was proven wrong.
I don't know about that.
Never underestimate.
Oh,
I'm sharp as a tack.
I heard you have a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, never underestimate how stupid Sal is.
Yeah. So we were like, we had all these things that had to fall into place to get Sal with this thing, right? So we were like, all right, well, we got to find, we had to find the perfect location. We had to find a courthouse that like is whatever. And then our location guys is like, hey guys, there's a courthouse that they film
Law and Order
at downtown, and it's right. He's like, it's a legit courthouse. They have the upstairs, and and they're not filming right now. We're like, all right, so let's just get some actors, and we basically cast a courthouse. And Sal went in, oh, I don't want to do this, and there was.
I didn't go in like that.
My favorite part about that punishment is Sal went into his court appearance on a day off from work. So he took up
That's why
every day of his life.
I really didn't think anything because I was alone and that had never happened before. It was just me and Pete.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're not filming. I went into a functioning, so I thought, courthouse.
Yeah.
And I will say, and you guys, and I didn't even look for cameras, but like, I know when we do something, you won't know where the cameras are, but we will, because it's like we kind of know where to look for them. So they had to fix the cameras in a way that I had never seen before, and they got like these pin-sized cameras. It was one like in a full water bottle. I don't know how.
It had water up here and water below, but in the label, unbeknownst to Sal, there was no water. It was a camera with a little teeny pinhole. He couldn't see it staring right at his fotch. Right?
And the lady that you hired.
But the guy was holding it like this, right?
The cameraman was very odd. He was like, shh.
The woman that you hired to give me the business, she really did give me the business, and I think I maintained my composure because she was raking me over the coals for something so ridiculous. She was talking about a 6-figure fine for me, possible jail time. All I did was I told the statue, I got your nose. But it was like a landmark, So I knew that the truth lied somewhere in between there. I just figured they would give me a hard time, but I remember like biting my tongue because she was really like, she was really.
She did her part. She was.
Yeah.
But we knew it worked when Sal walked out and he didn't realize he was being filmed outside the courthouse. When he walked out with Pete and he just blew up and lost it. And we're like, oh, we got him now. But then think about 6 months and we just let it sit. And then 6 months later, we had the New York state government raid our show because our permits and serve him papers in the middle of the thing. It was great.
And a little fun fact, that building where he grabbed the nose, you guys watch Ghostbusters 2? The museum at the end where they go in where Vigo is, that's that building.
No kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is positively diabolical. That is incredible. Are there any punishments that you guys have thought of and then canned for being too mean?
Well, we go back to the one from the pilot. We wrote it this was written in the treatment for Impractical Jokers when we pitched it to truTV. The punishment would be that the loser has to go to a stranger's wedding, stand up when they say "Speak now or forever hold your peace," object to the wedding, go into detail why he objects, realize he's at the wrong wedding, apologize and leave. Yeah, Tom, we can't do that.
I think that ended up becoming me giving a best man speech. But when I didn't even know the couple, I just took the mic and was like, let me give a speech right now.
There was one that they wanted to name my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we wanted
There's
to
no way to
leave.
get around it because the parents have to sign and all that, so they had to tell me it. And they were like, listen, we came up with great punishment for the show. We're going to name your daughter. All excited, these 3 idiots. I'm like, guys, there's the show, then there's real life. I was like, so.
It'd be hysterical to name your daughter
fun.
Murr Gatto.
I know it's right.
It was your son. It was right. It was your son.
No, it
because you were flip flopping on names, and I remember what we wanted to call him. Because Joe's Italian and your wife is Lebanese, so we wanted to call him.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I forgot about this.
We wanted to name if he would let us, and then he could change it later at a later date in the boy's life.
Like when she's 20.
We wanted to name him Hummus Luigi Gatto.
Hummus Luigi.
No, there was hummus parmesan.
Hummus
Luigi.
Luigi.
It was Hummus Luigi.
So they're like, what do you think? And then they were like all going at it. I was like, all right, guys, no problem. Just ask Bessie. And no one asked Bessie.
No one.
Sal, do you know we did the same thing to you? We asked your sister if we could name her first child Murr. And she said yes, but her husband said no.
Yeah.
True.
Oh my God! Wow, I didn't like a husband till now.
Sal,
What's odd with him? He was like, I have no problem with hummus, but F no to Luigi.
Luigi, no. I'm a
Stop.
Mario guy. If it was hummus Mario, I'm in.
Oh man.
It's not called the Luigi Brothers, okay?
Yeah, what is that? They're both plumbers.
I know.
They both were there from the get.
Luigi's the older brother.
He's like the Bette Midler of the relationship. He's always in the. No, what was the other one? The friend of Bette Midler in Beaches. What is it?
I mean, you're
dropping
Google
Beaches references at Comic-Con?
He's like, guys, you know
I wish
Beaches.
I could
Forget Marvel.
honestly before
Luigi is the friend of Bette Midler, like in Beaches.
before Beaches. Google terms of endearment. Or Kramer versus Kramer.
On Golden Pond, all those classics. We had a punishment for Joe that Sal ruined once by opening his big mouth. We had a show in New Orleans, and we were going to tell the audience not to laugh at anything Joe says. We're going to come out like a half-hour voyeur and be like, guys, you're going to be part of the show. Every joke Gatto makes, you cannot laugh. And then Sal said something.
No, yeah. I beautiful mind that.
No, you said something.
We're
Gatto
sitting in the
figured it
room.
out.
We're sitting in the room and we're talking about New Orleans and all of us going or whatever. And we're in the room talking about our trip or whatever. And then we said something about doing something, and Pete was in the room. And Sal says, "Oh, you'll be there," to Pete, and then stopped. And like I saw it on his face, and then he was like, "Oh yeah," and they started talking and whatever. And he did the old like switch and started talking about like, "Oh, the weather." And I was like, "Why is Pete going to be in New Orleans?" And he's like, "No, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What was that?" And he's like, "Oh no, that's not what I said." I was like, "What'd you do?" And he just caved. He's like, "God," and he went, "God damn it, Sal."
It was going to be so good.
So, but you guys, you're not just popular in the U.S. You guys are international now. You know, you guys went from moping around San Diego to owning the planet Earth. Yeah. So
International sex symbols. You see it, Tom Kenny.
yeah, I mean, how many times did you guys sell out how many nights did you sell at the O2 Arena in London?
5 nights.
5 nights. That's like the Rolling Stones and Beyonce play there.
Yeah.
5 nights. That's amazing.
The Brits are weird people.
Well, what's the place furthest from Staten Island that you've ever been recognized where somebody said, "Hey, it's those guys"?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Cool.
Yeah, this is season 2. It was like very, very early on. I got to Costa Rica, and I went out in the cab drive. Was like, "Hey, man, love your show, man." He didn't speak like that, but hey, it's a good show, man. What? Hey, what's going? He sounded like Watto from Phantom Menace. Like, hey, you want the pod racing? Well, no,
Pod racing. I'm the second big racial stereotype in this movie.
What?
You said the F word.
Google it.
Google
it's all
it.
right.
Yeah, no, I apologized. I apologized immediately. I'm sorry. Doesn't he curse in Star Wars? Hey! Don't apologize. Thank you.
It's fine. He says it.
I love
How old
his
are you?
sass.
How old are you? Sir, boy.
9. He's 9 years
You're
old.
8? He's like 8?
9 years
I don't
old.
know.
I met you earlier today. Yeah, I met you at the anti-bullying thing. You're badass, man. I like you a lot. Your name? What was your name? Shane? Is that right? Steven. He was close.
Steven, could you follow me around and justify every decision I make in life? Because it's really making me feel good right now. I'm like, I should curse more.
Steve, can you do me a favor? Just stand up for a second, turn around, and tell the audience to go suck it.
There you go. All right, now sit down, Steven.
No matter which panels you go to for the rest of the con, none of them will have a 9-year-old telling you to suck it.
Were you the one that you told me today you were good at 2 things? That was you? Yeah, he comes up to me. He goes, I'm good at 2 things, Joe. Taking naps and taking craps, and I did 1 today. That's what I said on the show. I was like, that's a deep cut, man.
That's great. I noticed you did a broad suck it, and then you turned, and you really gave 2 individual front row suck its there.
They've been a problem.
There
the
an
whole
issue
time.
in the front?
Yeah, they've been a problem.
Okay.
It's nice that you have such a positive influence on the youth of today.
I love that you guys must have felt great when you had reserved front row seats. And these television things are right in front of you.
I haven't seen. This is the first time I knew someone was there.
Yeah, I'm like making eye contact with this dude.
Can you guys see?
No, of course they can't see.
Listen to me. Take it up with insignia, please. We have to keep moving. That was a joke about a low-end brand that Best Buy carries.
Best Buy joke.
But
I
really,
got it.
nobody here.
Take a note.
It didn't resonate.
It did with me.
Insignia. I had an Insignia open box.
Okay,
My
you can
first
stop
42-inch HDTV.
Oh, I remember that.
720p.
We spent like an hour in Best Buy debating over that.
You remember?
I remember that.
And I was like, should I get an open box? Should I not get an open
Yeah,
box?
it was a
Sal.
What are the pros? What are the cons? What if I take it home? It
Why-
doesn't work?
why don't
Will they
these-
give me the warranty? $3.99. Originally $5.99. Suggested retail.
Why don't the Jokers get a panel?
Yeah.
You know who else owns an Insignia? Bette Midler. Check it out. Move on.
Well,
We could have done this in my living room.
I know.
To be honest.
You sure didn't need a moderator. I'll tell you that much. Well,
Are you here? You're moderating?
Tom, get control of this panel.
I'm just standing here laughing at you guys. But we got to start pimping some stuff. So you got
Google it.
Cruise, Worldwide Live Tour, exhibit at the Staten Island Museum, Cranges McBasketball Tour. Gee, is there anything else coming up that the people should know about that perhaps there's a film clip related to it?
Well, we got a new show. We got a new show on TBS.
What is it?
It's a new show on TBS, right?
Yeah,
starts, this
tell me about
fall.
Misery Index.
Misery Index.
Yes, it's a new game show on TBS, and we're on it, and it starts soon.
Do you know anything about it? You're saying
It's Jamila Jamil is the host of the show. Our friend, she's on the good place on NBC.
Yeah.
And we help contestants win money by talking out terrible situations and basically figuring out what's worse.
It's a lot of fun to make that show.
Yeah, it looks fun, man. You guys
Yeah,
enjoying
it's a lot of
yourselves?
fun. Yeah, we're actually doing a one at the Petco Park.
on Saturday.
We're doing like one with.
Yeah, there's a party activation there.
Are you guys all coming to the block party on Saturday?
Yeah. Petco Park.
Did you just say no? What the hell was that attitude?
That was a
See, like your
firm
coach was like,
no?
no, I'm not.
That's
Does anybody
noon
here
to
not
9.
know about the block party?
Quit.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You should find out.
It's worth losing a job over. Noon to 9, Petco Park. The activation is happening.
Yep.
Hey, do you guys want to ask these guys some questions?
Hey.
They might even answer. 'em. I am told that there is a microphone over there somewheres. Right.
Oh, there it is,
Oh, yeah,
behind
the
the
curtains.
thing.
I see it. There
Oh,
you
there's
go.
one there too.
Blind as a bat.
Go use them.
Oh, yeah. Use those microphones.
Just say it.
Yeah, come on. Anything
She
you
can't
want to
get out.
ask.
She has a question. Go ahead, hit it.
Life advice.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Project.
Do you have Venom?
Yeah.
Venom? Are you dressed like Venom? That is awesome.
All
Nice
right,
work.
So, because your show is so popular, I was curious if it's hard to film because people recognize you all the time, or what do you do about that?
It is something we're used to. We deal with it every time we shoot, but it's something we're very good at handling. People are not good at faking not knowing us.
No.
They're like, and then they're like, I would like some coffee. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. We're always able to like get it out. But really, we have a crew. The show doesn't work if people know who we are. So we've gotten very good at seeing that and just weeding it out. It's not that bad.
We have to yell at fans if they try to like talk to us. And we throw them out. They're like, oh my God, I love your show. Like, shh, get out of here. Right now.
Would you guys ever get radical plastic surgery before season 9? You know, just change your faces so you don't look like you anymore?
They talked about doing that to me. They
Like face off?
No joke. Between season 7 and 8, they wanted me to go to get Bosley hair restoration, and with no explanation, I come back with a full, thick, luxurious head of hair.
So we just decided to cut Q's hair and make a wig. It was cheaper.
Yeah, I grew my hair for a year, and I listened to people because he didn't know we were doing it.
No.
So for a year, I grew my hair. For like the last 6 months, people were looking at me like, "You look terrible."
He
You know,
grabbed me. I pulled Joe aside on set one day toward the end before I knew they were growing his hair for the punishment, and I said, "Joe, what do we do, man? We got to talk to Q. He's falling apart on television."
a lot of people said I looked like Hagrid. I kept hearing all the. But I knew I was doing it for a cause. But it was tough. The last 6 months were tough.
You guys know
Your
that.
last 6 months. What about my 6 months with your hair?
Wow.
Yeah, that
That's
was
good hair.
Q's real hair for 6 months that he wore every day that we filmed, and he was not allowed to wash.
Yeah.
And it just kept
That was
giving
good.
because every time before we filmed, he forgot he had to put it on.
Yeah.
And we'd get to turn and go, okay, put the wig on. He'd be like, son of a, I forgot.
Hey, Venom, I like the way you think. We don't need no stinking microphones. We
No.
can project. Anybody else have a question? Let's see. Oh, guys, I guess I got to pick somebody, huh? Yeah, in the yellow shirt there.
You're gonna have to project.
You forgot.
Well, we'll repeat the question.
Go ahead.
What was the worst question we've ever been asked at a panel?
What was the worst punishment?
Ooh, worst punishment.
Well, I had to when I had to steal the autographed baseballs at the Mets game was hands down one of the low points of my life. But thank you for bringing it up, little girl.
Yeah.
Oh, that mom laced into you.
That mom was what we call not happy. We would call her Mrs. Blur because there was no way she was going to put her face on TV. She lost her.
That was some intense rage.
One of my favorite things just that made me laugh so hard happened in that one because Noah Syndergaard is an amazing pitcher, a starting pitcher for the Mets. And then we had Joe from the stands calling him Jeter. Because like in New York, you're from New York, Jeter is, so it was just so funny to me. And he helped us. He was in on it, was nice enough to do this with us. And we start yelling, Jeter, over here, Jeter.
Throw me a ball, Jeter. And one guy's like, that's not Derek Jeter, right? I'm like, who is he?
Not Jeter, you idiot.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, wait,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, yeah, go
let's
ahead.
see. How about the guy in the red shirt with your 2 fingers in the air? Yeah.
So I was wondering, has there ever been a time where you've been just absolutely mad at each other? Also, I wanted to say something to you, Joe. Suck it!
You're a showman.
Both great questions.
The kid in front is going, that's my line.
That's my line, buddy. Get your own.
You could have pivoted because he did 3 suck it. It would have had more of a pop. Yeah. That one's better. Triple down on it. That's good.
I already forgot your first question.
Have we ever been mad?
Have you ever been really
Really mad at each other in real
unrelentingly angry with
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're friends, but of course, we secretly hate each other.
Yeah.
No, I mean, people fight, and we've gotten through it all though, because at the end of the day, love conquers all.
Yeah.
Well, why are you only rubbing my back, buddy? What do you mean?
I think people would be surprised at how well we work together and how little we disagree to that. It happens like once every 3 years we'll have a little blow up, but it's over in the same hour that it started.
You know what's funny? When
Who's the
we
cause
argue-
of it usually?
No.
Sorry, Murr, go on.
No, I just see things the right way and they don't. No, you know what it is? Literally, it always happens. We get into the fight, we have some kind of blowout or something, and literally, after temperatures cool, we look at each other like, well, that one's done for this year. We're done for this year.
Yeah.
We're not going to fight for another year, and we don't.
Like
Work
jury
really
duty.
well.
Well, actually, from one of our biggest blow-ups, we have a line that helps us always break the tension and laugh, because one time Sal and Murr got into it in a park, and Murray was wearing a three-quarter coat.
Why?
And he got into it with Sal. They got into a little argument, whatever. They got a little heated, and Murray.
Sal
I was
pushed me.
on the side, and they bumped chests or whatever. And Sal's a little bit bigger than Murray.
No, Sal starts bumping my chest like we're in a tailgating party.
So Murray comes around.
Like I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. Seriously. You see like a couple of drunk guys brawling at a tailgating party. It's like, I'm your friend, you jerk.
So Murr comes over and
Chest bumping me.
They're bumping chests, right? And people are commenting on it around us, right? And I'm trying to get them apart, but I'm laughing because it's so funny. And I'm like, guys,
come on.
I'm like,
stop bumping
settle down.
So I'm on the side with production talking about something, and here comes Murr out of the park, and he goes, I'm going home. Your friend just assaulted me and whipped his three-quarter jacket. He whipped the jacket like he's like Dick Tracy.
Listen to this. Look at me. I'm like, your best friend assaulted me, and I. No, I don't do that. I didn't curse. First of all,
The place in Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, when we left.
No, it wasn't Tempe.
no, they abandoned me in the desert one day.
Where's the place in Arizona where you drive around on the golf carts?
Phoenix.
They
No, it starts
abandoned
with an
me in the
S. Starts
desert.
with an S. Scottsdale. That's what the
Scottsdale.
fight was about. We were in
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, and we had to go somewhere, and we left him at one place, and he texted us mad, and he's like, you leave me alone in a strange city?
I was cold and alone, the foreign land, a desert. I didn't know
It
where
was
I was.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
Wasn't
The
even
four of
mid-
us
it
walk
wasn't
into a
even
place.
midnight yet.
We went across.
We were at the Denny's across the street.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Mark.
The four of us walk into a place. I go into a back room for a few minutes.
No, we never fight.
Yeah.
No.
Look at the raw nerve.
What do you do? You come out of a place and your friends are gone.
We
They've
went to a different Denny's. There was two Denny's. We're so happy. There was too long of a wait to one Denny's. One guy was like, I bet the Denny's across town doesn't have a long as a wait. Look, we'll go there. Didn't tell Murr. He walks into the wrong Denny's. He's like, where are my friends?
Guys, I mean, wrap your head around it. Can you imagine that? Two Denny's.
In Scottsdale?
The takeaway here is that your best friend assaulted me.
Yes, that's right. So that'll be the line. That'll be the line whenever we get in a fight. I'm like, did your best friend assault you?
Thanks for uncovering that incredibly raw nerve, sir. Now look, they're going to be fighting about this all night.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, don't go to bed mad, guys, okay? That's not good for the relationship. Anybody else? Yeah, how about, yeah, you in the back with the glasses. Yeah, gray shirt.
Hi, I was just wondering, it's my sister's birthday today. I was wondering if you guys could say happy birthday to her.
Sure, happy birthday. Okay,
Happy
next
birthday.
question. Next question.
I mean, you don't have the phone ready now. Everyone's got to wait while you're putting it together.
Also, pretty ballsy to continue with it before we gave our answer.
What's her name? Cheyenne. Okay, so everybody say happy birthday, Cheryl.
Cheyenne.
Cheryl, happy birthday, Cheryl.
Cheryl,
Thank
we love
Cheryl.
you.
You're great, Cheryl.
Cheryl, happy
Cheryl.
Happy
Cheryl,
graduation.
birthday. Yes. Congratulations on the baptism.
I hope
Cheryl.
you get well soon.
Yes.
Carol.
Quinceañera.
Yeah.
We're hoping. Feliz Navidad.
Rest in peace, Cheryl. Yes.
Anybody else have a question that's not a personal pain in the ass request?
Yeah.
Anyone? Yes, ma'am. You there in the stripes.
So I was wondering if there's anything that you guys did that actually gets on your nerves. Like maybe Q doesn't really bother you when they get your firefighter friends involved, or Sal doesn't really bother you when they get your sister involved. Something like that.
Yes. I've made an actual request to stop using my family. Yeah. I actually had to sit down with my own family too, like, stop obliging these people.
Yeah. He literally
hurting me.
Yeah, he literally said, "You're my family," to his sister. Yeah, I think we had to really talk his mother into giving us the key to Sal's house. She had the extra key to when we made that video. We made a video. We invaded Sal's house when he was away on vacation, and we made a video of how to make your life better, of tips and tricks to alleviate stress in your home, to which Sal didn't know, and he was giving the presentation, and then it was his house with us. And we were doing things like eating the peanut butter with our finger. I rolled around naked on his couch. Anyway, so he didn't know that, but we told his mother, and she was like, he won't talk to me anymore. If you get this to me. And we're like, Mom, don't worry. I'll tell him that we made you do it. He'll get it. He'll get the joke or whatever. So when it finished, he came up to me. He goes, "Who gave you the key?" Like dead serious. And I was like, "I can't tell you. She made me promise no," because his sister and his mother's like, "It was one of the two, and I'm gonna find out." And that was it.
I'll tell you a funny story, too. Do you remember when I legally married Sal's sister as a joke? I'll tell you how that came about, right? So we're in the office talking to the three of us, and we said, wouldn't it be funny if we put Sal at the top of a ski mountain with no skis, and at the bottom is his sister and I with like a 20-foot piece of spaghetti between our lips, slowly eating toward the middle, you know? And he's got to race at the bottom to stop us from kissing. Then we said, wait, what if we were getting married at the bottom of the mountain? He's got to race down and stop us. Then we said, wait, screw the mountain. I'm just going to marry his sister.
Yeah, I don't think I have any rules like that, though. Any weird rules. I like when the Firehouse guys are involved. I like it.
Yeah.
We know each other's boundaries.
Yeah.
Great. Let's see. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, you there with the white top.
Yes.
Hold up to Joe head.
There you go.
Do you guys have any ideas for a four-way punishment anytime soon?
We do.
Oh,
Sounds
we do.
kinky. That sounds kinky.
We do. We just got the results on one of the episodes, and it was a 4-way tie. So we had to start thinking about it. Own it, kid. Own it. Yeah. So we had to start thinking about it, and
you guys get thirsty.
we have a couple. We have a couple that are ringing.
Can we?
We did one in season
Can we
1.
tell 'em?
The haircut.
Yeah, the haircut.
We
is
know
the
it,
last
right?
time.
Wouldn't we know it all?
Yeah, I would hate if it didn't happen though. And then we told them.
I'm trying to remember what it was, the idea we had.
Well,
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We won't tell
It's
you.
going to be great.
We can't tell you, Walt.
Yeah,
it's too
the only
good.
other time we did
Thank
a
you for
four-way
coming.
punishment was season 1,
Yeah, the haircut.
when we shaved each other's hair, which was actually the pilot episode of Jokers. That's what got us the series order.
That's how.
Good stuff. We got time for a couple more. Let's see. Yeah, sir in the red cap, which thank God doesn't have any.
Alvin.
Alvin.
Yeah, Alvin.
Kenny.
What was that?
I got an idea for a three-way loser tie.
Oh.
Okay, thank you. Thankfully, he said loser
He's like,
tie at the
first
end
you
of that.
you dress like
Got an idea for a
chipmunks.
three-way. She looks good, and what about her?
Oh, you here for the threesome?
I need some chipettes.
Chipettes.
I don't know what that means.
Does this mean anything to you? It's like, wow, Alvin's freaking out.
You want us to be the counter?
Oh, the chipettes, the
chipettes.
girls,
Now?
the girl chipmunks
Oh, what
that
do they
sing
mean?
with
Brittany,
I got it. Okay.
Brittany and
Are you a big Alvin? Are you a big chipmunk fan then?
It's Comic-Con, buddy. He doesn't dress like that normally.
Well, I mean,
You know what? I don't know that. I apologize. He probably does.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting. I just
How
wanna
did
know-
you earn the scarlet letter A?
Are you a big Chipmunks fan? Are you like a big Chipmunks fan?
Oh,
Were you named after the chipmunk?
this is so.
My immigrant parents didn't know about American culture.
Oh,
So
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks so much for coming, Simon.
You've come to love the Chipmunks because your namesake is the same as the main Chipmunk? I'm just trying to get some information out of you. If you don't want to have the conversation, we can drop it.
Sir, I think Simon and Theodore are waiting for you outside. okay?
How is your sister?
Hey, Tom.
How's your sister Moana doing? Your parents don't know.
Tom, this guy, I got to hear what this guy in the white shirt
Yeah,
says.
go ahead.
He's
Yeah.
very
Oh, yes.
enthusiastic.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, over here.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
I thought your head was going to burst if you didn't ask the question. You look so enthusiastic. I got to know.
I hope it's not about the chipmunks.
Please don't be a video.
My question is because who determines the number of challenges?
The episodes are decided by the time. They have to be how 20, 30 minutes, 24 minutes exactly. So that's how we determine whether there's 2 or 3 challenges in the punishment in the episode.
Sure, but I think what you're getting at is that the way we do it is because we can't shoot episodes in order, right? So what we'll do is we'll shoot a bunch of challenges over a couple of weeks and take a tally. And then we know coming down the pike who is owed a punishment or not. And sometimes if they have that information and someone else doesn't, they plan something on the fly that the other person's not aware about, which is when we say, well, and we throw a curve right in the middle of the episode. But really, they're educated on it production-wise, and the person who's getting duped probably isn't, so they're not expecting it. Does that make sense to you?
Cool.
Our first well was Murray skydiving.
Shout out to Michael Ian Black and Michael Showalter too. That's where we got. They did a show called Michael and Michael Have Issues, and they did this bit in it where they're like, "What?" We loved it so much that we kind of just paid homage.
We told them, though. We didn't just steal it. We told them.
Yeah.
Cool. The little guy there next to the cat in the red shirt. Yeah, there you go with your hands up.
So I was wondering from the episode about the first murder victim.
Fifth
grader.
Fourth.
So does that kid still?
That son of a still has my gun.
He sent a picture
does.
of his bedroom. He's got a picture of Murray's Georgetown diplomas hanging in his bedroom.
He has my real diploma still. I had to order a duplicate from Georgetown. That son of a.
If you guys don't know the episode, Murray always talks about how smart he is, so we put him up against a fourth grade genius to do a trivia thing, and whatever Murray lost, the kid won, and we just stole stuff from Murray's apartment.
That punishment for real, because we would only do it if it was real, cost me $3,000.
Yeah.
Because I rent, I don't own my apartment, so I had to pay a penalty fee to get my doorknob replaced, my shower head replaced.
We were trying to get his toilet. The building wouldn't let us do it. Yeah.
Our favorite, we wanted to take his refrigerator because he didn't own it. It's a rental, and we wanted to be like, and then he would have to live without a refrigerator for a little bit. But the biggest thing we wanted to do, the first thing we thought was like, oh, we'll just take his mattress, so he just has to sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
Do you happen to have a prank that you would love to do for the show, but it's probably too bad to be on TV?
We have one, but I can't tell you because Q's here. I'm still working on it. I think I have it. But
Season 9, baby.
Yeah, season 9.
I think you should answer the question.
No. I'll tell you.
We've also for 3 years had what I think will be the greatest punishment in show history that we're planning, and the guy does not know.
Well, that must be me.
Great.
'Cause I have no clue what he's talking about. But we usually don't start from a place of we can't do it. We usually always say like we will do it, and then we just get disappointed when we can't after that.
Great. Got time for a couple more. How about the boy next to Superman there?
What was your guys' favorite episode?
200,
105.
105.
That's hard to say.
No, I will tell you. I think this season had the best episode, 803. It was us as a receptionist, where Joe wears the VR goggles, and and the ladies are coming in to hit on Q inappropriately in the workplace, and it ends with Sal as the delivery guy, but no tip is good enough. Yeah. I think it's the best episode of the show.
Yes. Let's see. Let's go female. Let's go female for a question here. Oh yeah. Back there.
Have any of you gotten your tattoos covered up?
I have not. No.
No.
No, they couldn't. That's not.
I like mine.
Not true. He
I
actually
like my tattoo. I'm down with it. The only thing I don't like about it is it's counting out how old I'm getting now. This is 38 now. I'm 43, so I look at it and I was like, oh my God, it's been 5 years.
Oh, that's terrible, Q.
Yeah, it's just like ongoing countdown to my death.
I have a 15-year-old child on my thigh, 3 inches from my testicle, so no biggie.
He just turned 21 though. It's fine.
Yeah, it's legal now.
Yeah, finally. I wasn't sure where you were
Tell
going
us
with
more
that.
about your age.
I thought you might be because if you want to cover your tattoo, I'll give some of my skin. Cover it up with. I'm a big fan, a really big fan. Hey, let's take one more question, and then we're gonna get out of here. Let's see. Final question. Yeah, how about you in the yellow hat?
Okay. So a lot of times there are punishments that the Jokers will not just say they're not going to do, like the skydiving.
But I did it.
Well, you really didn't want it. You were like not going to.
No, I didn't.
No, that's one of the most incredible screams of all time.
So, are there any punishments that a Joker has actually refused to do?
I feel bad for Q. I always felt bad about this one, buddy, but one that comes to mind is when I had to climb the fire truck ladder at your thing.
Oh, yeah.
And my body...
I knew you weren't going to do it.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I had a backup in place. What he's talking about is there was a fire department punishment. And
Where I
it was
chopped
a
my daughter's
75-foot
face.
ladder. Yeah. You had no problem doing that, but Sal couldn't climb a ladder. But I knew he wasn't going to do it, so I had the hose at the ready to hose him down.
We can't say no. I tried to do it, but my legs locked, and I was like one of the biggest failures I thought of myself of the whole show. And then he knew he anticipated that, but I tried. You know, you can't just be like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're friends too, so we don't really want to. We actually care for each other. So
They had a backup for skydiving too, because I locked myself in the bathroom for a half hour on set, crying I wouldn't come out, and they were gonna have Sal do it as a backup in case I said no. Yeah. But the craziest look I ever saw on Q's face was when they shaved my eyebrows off.
Oh,
He had a look on his face when we were about to film the intro. He stepped back and stopped filming and said, "I don't think we can do this." Well, I didn't know what they were gonna do.
Well, that was also because they wanted to tell you before it was gonna happen. So the guy's sitting there and he's like, "We're gonna do it," and they're like, "Wait," and they're like, "We gotta ask him. We gotta tell him." I'm like, "No, he'll be fine." They're like, Jerry, I said, "Guys, it grows back. He's gonna be fine. Trust me, he'll be fine."
Not everything grows back every morning.
And they were literally on the side, like before it started. It felt like more like their punishment than it did Murray's. They were like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. I mean, I could say something very specific about each guy up here, their strengths and weaknesses for the show, but I got to say, like that, your willingness to do anything, to take any abuse we throw your way in service of a laugh,
I'll tell you what,
is unparalleled. It really is.
I'll tell you what. I wouldn't take it from anybody else except for my 3 best friends who I love to death.
Ah, shucks.
I love it. Well, I can't think of any better sentiment to get out of here on before they kick us out. Let's hear it for these guys, the Impractical Jokers.
We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for your support, guys. We love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here, guys.
Not
This
a
is really
problem.
cool.
Tom Kenny, everybody.
Thank you.
It is an honor to have Tom do this for us. He's done it in the past. He's so busy. He takes time out of his schedule. He's running ragged all day and night. We love you. We appreciate you so much, Tom.
I'm a total
It's an
fan.
honor. It's an
October 22nd, it is the Misery Index, and we will see you at Petco Park tomorrow for party activation at noon. Good night, everybody.